This is a mobility scooter, and that is a Freightliner semi-truck weighing approximately 23,000 pounds. And believe it or not, this mobility scooter is about to pull it down the street. No tricks. The Freightliner isn't pulling the scooter. The scooter is pulling the Freightliner, and somehow it actually works. Now, obviously, don't try this at home. The Afikim S4 HD was never designed or approved for towing semi-trucks. We did this as a controlled torture test because we wanted to answer one ridiculous question. Just how much pulling power does one of the most heavy-duty mobility scooters we've ever tested actually have? I've tested a lot of mobility scooters over the years. We've taken them through mud, up steep hills, across rough terrain. We've pushed them to their limits. We even used a mobility scooter to tow a Ford F-150. But eventually, Andrew and I started wondering, what happens if we find something a little heavier? So we found a Freightliner, we hooked it up to the Afikim S4 HD, and what happened next is still one of the craziest mobility scooter torture tests we've ever filmed. But there's actually a reason this scooter is capable of producing so much pulling force. And after we show you the test, I'll explain some of the heavy-duty components underneath this machine and why that matters for someone who's actually shopping for an outdoor mobility scooter. Alright, everything is connected. The Freightliner is ready. And now there's only one thing left to do. Give it some throttle. At first, nothing happens. You're asking a mobility scooter to overcome the rolling resistance of a vehicle weighing thousands and thousands of pounds. But then, look at the tires. The truck starts moving. Slowly. But it's moving. Look at this. A mobility scooter is literally pulling a semi-truck down the street. That's unbelievable.
It's still going.
And while this is obviously an extreme demonstration that you should never attempt yourself, it shows you something that's actually very important when you're comparing heavy-duty mobility scooters. Torque! Getting a massive stationary load moving requires an enormous amount of low-speed pulling force. And that's exactly where a heavy-duty drivetrain makes a difference. Now, if you're researching mobility scooters and trying to figure out which model is right for you, we have something that can make that process much easier. Request a copy of our free Mobility Direct product catalog. It's packed with mobility scooters, power wheelchairs, lift chairs, specifications, and information that can help you compare your options. Just visit mobilitydirect.com and click the green free catalog button at the top of the page, or call the number at the bottom of your screen, and we'll send one directly to your home absolutely free. Let's take a closer look at the machine that just pulled a Freightliner. So how in the world did a mobility scooter just do that? This is where the Afikim S4 HD separates itself from an ordinary mobility scooter. The HD stands for heavy duty, and they mean it. This machine was engineered around carrying heavier loads and providing serious outdoor performance. The model we tested features a heavy-duty electrical system, including a 200-amp controller and heavy-gauge wiring. It also supports riders weighing up to 600 pounds. But here's the important part. I'm not showing you this Freightliner test because I think you're going to tow trucks with your mobility scooter. Please don't. What this demonstrates is the amount of reserve capability this machine has when you encounter situations that actually matter. Starting from a dead stop, carrying a heavier rider, driving across difficult outdoor surfaces, dealing with inclines, and maintaining control when the terrain isn't perfectly smooth. That's what all this engineering is really for. And we have years of footage testing the S4 HD in conditions that are considerably more realistic than towing a semi-truck. We've tested these scooters outdoors, we've driven them across rough terrain, we've challenged them on hills, and we've produced in-depth reviews where we show you the good, the bad, and everything in between. That's what our YouTube channel is all about. We don't want to sit behind a desk and read you a brochure. We want to actually use these products, test them, push them, and show you what they're capable of before you spend thousands of dollars buying one. So if this is your first time finding Mobility Direct, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We have hundreds of educational videos, comparisons, repair videos, product reviews, and some absolutely ridiculous torture tests, including apparently towing semi-trucks. And make sure you're paying attention. Somewhere in this video, we're going to hide a secret message on the screen. The first 50 people to spot it will learn how to get access to an exclusive discount code toward their next purchase at Mobility Direct. Now let's get back to the S4 HD, because pulling the truck wasn't even the most impressive thing to me. Here's something else I want people to understand about Mobility Direct. These videos aren't just about seeing how much abuse a mobility scooter can take. Our bigger mission is helping people maintain their independence. And part of every sale made through Mobility Direct helps fund our mission to give mobility equipment to people in need. We've given away mobility scooters and power wheelchairs to veterans, families, people experiencing homelessness, and others who simply needed a little help getting their mobility back. That's something I'm extremely proud of, and when you shop with Mobility Direct, you're helping us continue doing it, but you don't have to purchase anything to help. Share our videos, send this one to somebody who'd get a kick out of seeing a mobility scooter tow a semi-truck. Post it on Facebook. Subscribe to the channel. The more people who discover what we're doing, the more people we can reach. Together, we can make a difference. One mobility device at a time. Now let's talk about who should actually consider an Afikim S4 HD. Because here's the truth. Most people don't need this much scooter. If you're looking for something lightweight that you can throw in the trunk of your car, this isn't it. But if you're looking for a serious heavy-duty outdoor mobility scooter, if you're a larger rider, if you regularly deal with hills or uneven terrain, or you simply want a machine that's built with a tremendous amount of reserve capability, the S4 HD deserves a serious look. And if you have questions, leave them in the comments below. We respond to our comments within 1 business day. Or call the number at the bottom of your screen and speak with one of non-commissioned mobility experts. Our job isn't to sell you the most expensive scooter, it's to help you find the right one. So, did the Afikim S4 HD actually tow an approximately 23,000-pound Freightliner? You saw it with your own eyes. It absolutely did. Again, this isn't an approved use of the scooter, and we're definitely not recommending that you hook your mobility scooter up to a semi-truck. But as a demonstration of just how much pulling force this drivetrain can generate, it's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen a mobility scooter do. Years ago, we towed an F-150 and thought that was crazy. Then we did this. So I guess there's only one question left. What do we tow next? And if another mobility scooter manufacturer thinks they've built something capable of beating this, consider this your invitation. Let's put it to the test. If you want to learn more about the Afikim S4 HD, visit mobilitydirect.com or call the number at the bottom of your screen. Our mobility experts are non-commissioned, and we'd be happy to answer your questions and help determine whether a heavy-duty scooter like this is actually right for you. And remember, if you spotted the hidden message, follow the instructions you saw on the screen to learn how to get access to that exclusive discount. But don't leave yet, because if you enjoyed watching us tow a Freightliner with a mobility scooter, you need to see some of the other ridiculous torture tests we filmed over the years. Mud, hills, off-road trails, towing tests, and mobility scooters being pushed way beyond anything you'd normally see in a product review. We're putting that entire torture test playlist on your screen right now. Click it, and I'll see you in the next video.